All right, hello, everybody. Hopefully the mic sounds all right. We're messing with the Stream Deck for the first time here. Go ahead and switch over to main. Yeah, I'm super excited about it, Adrian, yeah. I know stream's muted, so you can't hear me. But this is my first time playing it, so I'm excited. I'm just going to do a little bit of Plantera first. Let me quickly hop over into here. Okay, and close that real quick, and then we can do this. All right. So I've been playing a little bit of Plantera off stream, if you couldn't tell. Yeah, that is 2.4 million. I got a little bit of money. Horse. Game is pretty loud? Okay. Let me do something crazy here. I'm actually going to turn the main out volume down a little bit. It's a little loud for me too. That should impact the stream as well. Did it get any quieter? Marsha, you're being very obnoxious. No? Okay, let me turn down stream main then. Cool. And this is just all that from the Stream Deck. Alright, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trash some of these piggies. And get some haunts. Haunts. It's haunts time. I've bought a total of 50 animals. Wow, so you get the Christmas tree eventually, so these will drop ornaments for you. The last plant here is the eggplant, and then you've also got the cabbage plant. So let's go ahead and I'll spin that out to 12 hours. Now it's 12 hours. And then can we buy another expansion? Yeah, do another expansion. That gives us some more space for these guys. Plant a couple of these. Let's do that. No, that's too expensive, but we can come over here and plant one of these guys. Plant one there. Plant a pumpkin over here. I do wonder if there's like a limitation in this game. Like, is there a certain point where like you can't expand the farm anymore and stuff like that? Like, I do wonder about that. But anyway, I don't have a whole lot of interest in actively playing it now. It's basically all that there is to it, but it's fun. I'm excited to try the second game. I actually did buy it on the sale, so I can go ahead and quit that for now. I also want to show off another game these people made really quick before we start up Slay the Princess, which is Chillquarium. It's kind of their answer, or their kind of version of Insane Aquarium. We can do Chillquarium, capture specific window. We can capture Chillquarium. Boom. Go ahead and transform. Fit that to the screen. Let me bring it down. So it's very just chill vibes. It's very different from the high-paced, like fast essence of Plantera. And so in this game, basically your fish have a certain amount of money that they'll earn you per day. You can also sell them directly to get some money. You can name your fish, you can lock the fish. And then, yeah, there's kind of a gacha to it of sorts. But as you level them up, there's different rankings of fish. There's also painted versions of every fish. And so there is a collection of fish that you can kind of grow little by little. There's painted, also there's golden fish. I didn't even realize. And they all have different times that they take to grow. So you can just idle, either leave the game on or close the game. And as time passes, they will passively grow into their proper form. But you can also place food like this, and the fish, when they're baby fish, the adult fish don't care about the food, but the baby fish will run towards the food, and they will eat it, and when they eat it, they get a little bit of extra experience. It's not, for the really big fish, it would take a long time to auto-feed them like this, but it does speed stuff up, and especially for the cheaper fish, it allows you to grow them up pretty fast. They're not really worth much as babies, but they're worth a lot when they become adults. So I can sort them by, just focus on the adults, and I can sort them by income, so I can only see the really expensive guys. So Oscar earns me a lot of money. This Oscar also earns me a lot of money. Discus earns me a lot of money. The angelfish earned me quite a bit. I think I'll say my cutoff is probably like $6, and I'll sell everything else. So you can lock a fish, and then you can choose to sell all your unlocked fish, and as you can see, that just got me quite a bit of money, $497, and I'm earning by default 234.52. This is Chillquarium bacon. It's fun. I can post the name in the chat here. So it's kind of like a version of Insane Aquarium. And there are various upgrades you can get. You can get better food. You can expand your fish tanks and buy multiple fish tanks. There's both fresh and saltwater tanks. There's decorations you can buy that don't really do anything except act as a way to, you know, have you spend money. But the big thing is you can buy fish. There's different types of fish. And in this case, these are the freshwater friends. These are for the non-saltwater based tank, and you can just buy a max, and that'll max out how many you buy. There's a capacity for each tank, and each of these comes with 5 fish. And like Lambie said, it is a fish gacha. So as you open it up, you'll get little cards here that show you the time the fish take to grow, as well as if you've seen them already, it'll show you a picture of the fish as well as the name, otherwise, and the rarity. Otherwise, it will just show you the fish itself as like a little silhouette with question marks. And you just kind of go through like this, and you get the fish. They'll spawn automatically in the fish tank for you. And some fish, especially the common fish, grow up super fast. Like if I just do this for a little bit, a bunch will grow up here pretty quick. Yeah, it's an idle game, so you're meant to like close the game and then come back to it later. So see, this goldfish, I just bought him, but he's already grown up, and then I can sell him for $5 immediately. So it's a fun little game. I don't really play it too much. I actually wonder what fewer clicks does. I think it just lowers the amount of clicks that it does in a moment. Anyway, yeah, it's fun. It's a nice little enjoyable like idle game. That seems to be what this company or this game dev studio really likes to focus on. You can also do a chill mode where it'll like take off the UI, so it's just the fish tank. You can make the music less active. You can change the volume and everything like that. So it's quite nice. We'll go ahead and save and quit there. And then we can go ahead and get Princess working. So let's go ahead and get Slay the Princess up, and we can start off with the game that I actually said that we were going to play today. Anyway, to your question on Discord, Bacon, we're probably gonna have Ian and Kel come over in at some point in the coming months, and we were thinking of doing an escape room. So maybe we could do an escape room together. Hey, what's up, Frost? Okay, why am I not seeing? Maybe I have to close this and reopen it. I don't think it refreshes automatically. Yes, here we go. Okay, let's do that. And then, oh, it actually scaled correctly already. So, oh, never mind, it didn't scale correctly anymore. Let me transform, fit to screen. There we go. So, yeah, big content warning, it is a horror game with flickering image effects as well as a parallax effect. That has motion sickness, so if there is any issues for that, I totally get it if you cannot continue watching for whatever reason. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. Alright, let me mess with the preferences here really quick, see if I can't full screen that. Cool. Boil effect. parallax effect. I'm okay with all those being on. Quick menu. I think that's all good. I think the audio is probably a little quiet. We can bump that back up. Let me know how that sounds. Honestly, for me, it's a little bit quiet. Let me bump that up a little bit. And it's so easy. Okay, let's go back and let's see, accessibility. That should all be fine. That should all be fine. Let's do high contrast. Oh, never mind. That looks kind of bad. If anybody needs that, though, do let me know. Let's do open dyslexic, maybe? Do we want to do default or open dyslexic? Let's do open dyslexic and let's see how that feels. New game. And yeah, I think Sheepy's typing up a response to you, Frosty. We had a really good Christmas, I thought.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
That is a good point, though. Yeah, Lemby did feel kind of sick. It was a good start to the Christmas, and then it kind of got a little worse when they felt sick.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
That seems a little over the top, a little dramatic. Interesting. This is a lot of options. Holy crap. Hey, let's go. Monster Hunter. Ian actually got me Monster Hunter for Christmas. I'm excited to play it. Avance pensa av Monarch, viva la revolution. Monster Hunter Rise is what they got me. If you consider the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up. The end of the world, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
This is a lot of options. Holy crap, dude. What kind of dialogue tree? I mean, some of these are repeated, but... Mensch. Forget it, I'm not doing this. Can't someone else do this? Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though. I mean, not necessarily. If you consider maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up.
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Interesting. If you don't tell me why she's dangerous, I'm not going to kill her. Do you have any evidence to back this up? Forget it, I'm not doing this.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
Thank you for the look, Frost. Yeah, definitely Bacon, yeah. I'm definitely down to play with folks.
Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
So kind of manipulative. I don't
You
like this
make your
guy.
way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
How was the
interior
mic
of the
volume, by the
cabin
way?
is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Yeah, I basically avoided anything and everything about this game because I didn't want any spoilers, but one of my friends
The blade is
played
your
it,
implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
and he really enjoyed it, so I'm excited to see how this goes. I'll take the blade just in
from the
case.
table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
My first question is how did she get into this
The
basement?
door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Ugh.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
That's not what I thought she was going to sound like.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Who's there? Yeah, it sounds more femme fatale than I was expecting. That's not a very good start. Yeah, I think I'm here to kill you.
Good.
Let's go down
You're
the
still
stairs.
listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Just like it was broken.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
And yeah, I got you, Bacon. Yeah, I've been very careful to avoid them as much as I can because I knew I was going to play it eventually.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
No, nuh-uh. Can you end the game if you just kill her right now? Couldn't be, right? Try it? I don't really want to just kill her right now.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat.
Sheepy. The demon on my shoulder.
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat. Don't you dare. It's fine.
Don't you
We can
dare.
decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Yeah.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling
I
hands.
love this. This is so
and
interesting.
drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
I mean, it's just on the floor. I can still pick it up.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
What is this like? What is this like finger? Like what is this? What is this cursor? Like finger looks very, very monster-esque.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Are you coming on to me? Long finger. It almost looks like a hag's finger. Like maybe she's a hag.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous? They haven't told you anything, have they? At the end of the day, whatever the two
They do
of
look
us
a bit
have going on
dangerous, for
down
sure.
here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
See, but the thing is, the narrator is also extremely manipulative.
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
See, I don't like this person.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Too long. Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
I guess that's true.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Cut off her arm?
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Slay the princess.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
See, I don't like
You
either
have
of these
to
people.
make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
I made my choice. I'm locking her in the basement. I definitely don't trust her either, though. I think both these people are probably evil, both the narrator and the princess. Let's see. Definitely not releasing her, so that's not an option. I'm just going to kill her straight up this early. Alright, Chippy really wants me to slay, so I guess I'll slay.
You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle. She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow.
See what you've done, Sheepy.
We shouldn't have hesitated.
But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down.
Hey, yeah, what's up with this? This isn't a very heroic hand. What's up with that? What's going on with this hand here?
As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity.
Marshy. Okay, I'm gonna say I'm starting to see why Brendan liked this game.
You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand,
Exactly.
and now look at you.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lungs. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Nice, dude. Wait, what?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the
Wait,
end
what?
of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't,
Interesting.
it will be the end of the world. A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop
Music
her.
is really good.
She's just going to kill us again.
Is the audio all good again? I know I keep asking. I'm just curious because I kind of messed with it a little bit. Yeah? Okay. I'm noticing that this is like it's like an honorific for God. Just interesting.
She's not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself. It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I.
They cut that line out. Interesting.
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
I think I should try to leave.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
See, the thing that I'm thinking though is, what if I'm imagining this is going to be one of those it's going to be like a switcheroo situation, right? Where I'm going to immediately go to try to kill her this time, but this is a different timeline, and she's not evil in this timeline.
You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. Of course we died. We couldn't land a single blow on her, and she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die. What were we supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now?
Voice of the Broken.
It's pointless. She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. The princess killed us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Turn the stream desktop audio down just a little bit.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
Oh, thank you for the very cryptic. What's up, man? Let's let this go on. How's it going? Welcome in, Raiders. My name is Emmy. I use they, them pronouns, playing Slay the Princess for the first time. Yeah, I'm super curious if this is time travel or if it's like alternate, like multiverse. What were you playing? Are you playing Warframe? Interesting. How's Warframe going?
Hello. Hi.
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
Jetzt sag ich Fortnite und trink Cola.
Yippee! Warframe is great? Okay, heck yeah. I remember I see a lot of ads for it on YouTube videos, but I've never actually bothered to play it myself. This is like the same ethical conundrum that you get in Life is Strange, where it's like the different realities that Max creates as she time travels, like all of them still exist. She's just moving to a different timeline, basically splitting reality apart every time she time travels.
If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains, and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end. Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you. Just be quick about it.
All right. That's a good question. I was just trying not to beat me to death with their bare hands. Great question.
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things. Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are.
Yeah, thank you for the very cryptic, and thank you for stopping by. Hope that you have a good time eating in the VR. Thank you for coming by. Always lovely to have you.
Oh, I didn't know we were special.
I'm the main
course you're
character.
special. Why else would you be here? Who cares if you think we're special? As far as I can tell, the only thing special about us is that we get to experience painfully dying all over again.
Just continually keep trying to slay her and see what happens. Yeah, that's one option.
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you. We're not. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending that we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included.
I don't know, this guy's so manipulative. This guy's so manipulative. And yeah, it's totally fine, Bacon. Please do whatever you gotta do. Working on trainer RC team sounds fun. You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me?
Everything you need to know. Going
I'm gonna start
into more
reading it.
detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. The less you know about her, the better.
She killed me last time around. How can I make sure that doesn't happen again?
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
See, I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Turn around and leave? But I'm so curious to see if it's different this time. I really think it's going to be different this time. And like the point of it is to make you react instinctively with like frustration and anger at her.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Lying? Cheating? Why would she even bother? She didn't need to do anything like that last time.
She caught us off guard last time. We'll be fine. Let's just keep our wits about us. At least one of you still has a shred of sense. Just make sure you listen to him and not that whiner.
And yeah, please send them.
If that's what you want, I guess I don't
So
have a say here.
here. So sad. Well, how's it going, Aaron? How are you doing?
The interior of the cabin is
Yep,
larger
this is
and
different.
more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Wrong.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. Who cares if there's a mirror? We're all going to die anyway. And I'm sure that if we looked in there, we'd just see something sad and miserable looking back at us. We don't need any reminders of what we are. It would only make things worse. For the last time, you're not going to die unless you let it happen. And luckily for you, there isn't a mirror, so no one needs to worry about confronting a grisly visage any time in the near future. Though, for what it's worth, if there were a mirror, I'm sure that you wouldn't find anything sad or miserable in it looking back at you. You probably look perfectly normal. Probably. Do you not know what we look like? He knows. He just doesn't have the heart to tell us. As do I. And yeah, there is. I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
Yeah, it is super interesting so far.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin.
Hey, yo.
I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
What? I ain't taking the blade this time.
Yeah. Maybe she'll be more receptive if we're unarmed. Blade, no blade. It doesn't matter. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
All right, she sounded evil the first time. She sounds significantly more evil this
You
time.
weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. You shouldn't have come down here unarmed. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess. Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you,
Oh, cool, dude.
almost glowing
Yeah,
in the
no.
weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall.
Yeah, this seems more like somebody who could end the world.
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants.
Little bird. Yeah, you're right, sheepy. Bird person.
I see your hands are empty. You've already given up, haven't you? You aren't even going to try and kill me. How sweet. And more than a little disappointing.
She's disappointed in us?
I wasn't sure how I liked the performance of this voice actor at first, because I was like, it's so obvious that she's evil. Like, it's so clear that she is evil, but I think the point is that it is supposed to be really obvious that she's evil.
Kneel.
No.
But the words don't leave your mouth.
Oh, cool.
Instead, your legs buckle and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk?
Again, I emphasize, I think I see why Brendan liked this game.
The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs.
That's a little long, guys. A little long there. Probably because of the font.
I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
Well, that gives away the game, doesn't it? It certainly does. And beyond that,
Mommy?
it more than lends credence to our conversation in the woods. I don't love the thought that in some other reality you failed to destroy her, but what's done is done. I can only hope it helped you learn a valuable lesson. You are the only one who can deal with her. And if you don't, well, she's let you know what will happen, hasn't she? Then you shouldn't have trusted us with her destruction. She is inevitable. Can't you feel it? He's being melodramatic, but he's not exactly wrong, is he? What are we supposed to do to stop her? Okay. First things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away and commit yourself to what needs to be done. The stakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to everyone now. And if you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
I'm actually realizing that this isn't scaled correctly. Hold on. Bit to screen. There we go. It's been a little off this whole time, my bad. And he is exactly like the narrator. All the voices sound like the narrator, so it feels like, yeah, I think maybe that's the point. Maybe the hero is the person guiding us to try to take out the princess.
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird. There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
My lord. I'm so sorry, but I'm not a sub.
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
Don't be rude. Of course she can. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world. That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
So to your theory, Lambie, I think this voice of the broken is the spirit of the hero who came in the other timeline to kill her, who died, and so he's broken now. He's like he's went through death and he is hopeless. Whereas the voice of the hero is like the current timeline person. Although the current timeline person also knew about the past. I don't know.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was.
What you were,
The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity. The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world. And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn. Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
Okay. I don't like how this is like the only option that's staying here consistently.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
Okay, well, I guess this is my choice.
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent? All you need to do now is break my chains.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say.
No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong, trying to conceal you from me. Is that a person?
This voice actor sounds really familiar.
No, it used to be a person.
Yeah.
It's something different now. An echo.
This is one of the past heroes.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you?
I really wish that they would use these camera angles where I'm like staring up at her like this. Makes me feel small. That's the
shriveling
point.
little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about?
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
Ah!
Rise, my little bird.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Oh, okay.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? We don't even have a weapon. All you need to do is believe it's been done. You poor, wretched little thing. You already do believe. You've always believed. All you have to do is open the last door to your heart. It's easy. And once you let her in, you'll be safe and free forever. Please don't do this. There's nothing to be sorry about. This is how it was always going to be. It is good. Alright, I'm done with this. I'm just gonna go sit in the corner. Let me know if we get our agency back.
Me right now. So yeah, this sounds like okay, I think this isn't the current iteration. I'm the current iteration. Me, the player, is the current iteration that exists in this space. This is like the very first one, I think, before, I don't know, maybe the one right after the narrator or something.
Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave. Nothing. And then everything.
Ugh. It's got your obedient servant. Pledge your loyalty to your better. Okay. But you do not take her hand. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her
She's
place.
gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now? You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. I feel anxious. Does anyone else feel anxious? He is. Does that mean the world ended? Figures the world would end and leave us with all this nothing. There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
So even the hero is scared
I
now.
don't want to look at us. I'm begging you, don't do this.
Well, man, I don't really have a choice now, do I?
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. It's got the achievement. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. What? You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
I see. I see. This is a lot of options. So I guess when they are marked as explore, they don't actually change anything. As far as I know, I think the only ones that actually like shift the path are these ones that don't have the explore on it. So I think you're free to do the explorers however you want to do them. I think.
Lights in an empty city. What are you? I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks. Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is dominance, a figure capable of bending everything to her will. She will make for a terrifying and divine heart. Do not mourn her, for she would not be able to mourn you.
Interesting. So this is like one aspect of this being of many forms, of many essences.
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free. How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Good point.
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Fantastic reaction, Frost.
I know only that they are. She is part of me, and part of me is her.
I think there's so many hands, Frost, because I think that this is like an embodiment of many entities, of many beings, like all together in this, I don't know, this like amalgamation of a person, of an entity.
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Sorry, I keep forgetting to read what I'm clicking on because I'm so entranced. Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Let her out of there as in like the princess? Why would I want to do that? I mean, it's just explorative, so I may as well do it.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Interesting. So she's like almost like a platonic form of dominance. She was like the pure embodiment of dominance. The hands are really well drawn. I'm kind of tempted to... I think I can... Or I can. I'm tempted to turn off the dyslexic font. What do we think? It keeps glitching out. They didn't implement it very well. I guess it's not a big deal. Yeah, turn it off. Okay. Deja vu sans. I'll just do default. Yeah, they should have done like text scaling on it because it looks like the dyslexic font's a little bit too big. That does look a lot better. I don't really want to attack the entity.
Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
See, I would say like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is this me becoming the narrator? Wait a minute. Because the narrator was the only one of those voices that didn't remember. So I imagine that the narrator has been through this cycle and has chosen to forget. Wait, before I go any further, I'm going to run an ad really fast because it's about to run one for me. So I'll be back in about 30 seconds. Yeah, I'll save real quick. What the heck, dude? Okay, they have a lot of save slots. Oh, this is automatic saves, okay. Man. Welcome back, folks. Have you ever played a visual novel before? I don't really think that I have, no. I kind of didn't go into visual novels very much.
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
That makes sense. Yeah, there's also like quick saves, and I mean there was a bunch of auto saves too. You're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
God, this character's so interesting. So the princess was definitely different in the two timelines as well. So I'm wondering if the first princess that we found was different. Like this one was dominance. Maybe the first one was like manipulation or something. And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
I'm not going back.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
Wait forever.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Oh! It just closed the game! Alright. Let's start that back up, gamers. This writing is really
You have
good.
returned to me. Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
Hold on, why is it showing up? Okay. Please look at Lambie Collar, okay. Hold on. Let me look at Lambie Collar. Did it pick up the audio from her voice lines? Okay, cool. It wasn't showing up in the preview, so. Where did you send it? Oh, here we go, okay. Oh, that is really cute. Aaron, you're doing such a fantastic job with these fursuits. I'm so excited to get them. Okay. Make me forget.
She asks that I tell
Yeah,
you
I saw
to
it. Welcome,
remember
Bacon.
her.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
You won't.
Oh. Ouch. Everything goes dark and you die. Okay, so we're back.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path
What?
is a cabin.
The
And in
real side of the
basement
princess
that
starts here.
cabin
You'll know it when you
is a
see it. What does that mean?
princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, and I've got all the options again. There are a couple of these I didn't do, so I'm
Of
curious.
course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Yeah, I'm curious too.
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Sweet, I've always wanted to offer Monarch. Viva la Revolution!
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Okay, he so desperately wants me to do this. Like, this is obviously a lie. Like, he's not going to give me a reward. But if this is me and I forgot, why am I doing this? Like, if I don't know that I'm supposed to be collecting pieces for her, why am I doing this? Unless it's like fate that I become this like spirit, this entity that guides me, this bird person, this character. What if I leave?
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Lie. I like how it specifies that. The cabin. I'm not going to the cabin.
Somehow I doubt that, but fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the
Nope.
cabin.
Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path...
Oh, there's your answer.
How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Turn around again and leave again. See, the other thing I'm curious about is that they didn't really they touch on this, but they don't. Obviously the narrator doesn't offer an actually helpful explanation. Is like, why is it only him who can kill them, and how did she get into this basement in the first place? It almost feels like a hell, or like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a purgatory. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, where you're like forced to relive this thing over and over again. This like shaped reality that's just for you.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Well, actually...
Your silence is deafening. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess. There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who has ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves.
Oh, the music. That, like, twisting, like, distortion.
But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Yeah, this is like a very like purgatory-esque, like you try to escape the task that is being laid before you, and you somehow end up winding back up at the task. Your cat started napping next to you, and it always makes you so sleepy. I've got Marshy on me right now. It's not making me sleepy, but it's making me very hot.
Wait, what's going on?
But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Well, here's your answer, Sheepy. The Stranger. Okay, so these are all tarot cards.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Now, what I'm curious about is, hey, great question. first of all, Sheepy. Second question is, I'm curious if I'm getting this path because of the first thing that I did, like the first playthrough that got me to the tower, or if it's because of the decision to walk away. Like, I think that maybe this like first path here, this first section, is what splits you off into like different versions in the second chapter. Okay, no.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all.
Oops. So right-clicking does that. That's
If he doesn't
interesting.
remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like
Oh, here we go.
captive audience.
Oh, wait. Yes, so that did in fact change the path that I'm on. Now we've got the voice of the contrarian.
The entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do to ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet. And you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Those walls weren't here last time. You can't just force me to go to the cabin.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
Wait, are there walls now because last time I wandered off the path and now it's like, all right, try wandering past the massive wall now. Wait, what if I just don't? Hold on, I'm gonna do a save really quick here. If I can't run away from the cabin, then I'm just staying here in the woods forever. Stay in the woods forever. What do we think here? Should I go to the cabin? Should I lie and pretend to head to the cabin and I'm actually just gonna walk around, or should I think both these will lead to me going to the cabin. Lie? Alright, that's a lie.
I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you. A
No!
warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Well, I do have the quick load. Oh, wait, how do I go back to a save? To overwrite the save, I guess load. Okay. I guess I'll go in here and see what happens in here, though. Yeah, the wall's around here now. And then I don't think that each playthrough has any impact on the other playthroughs. I could totally be wrong about that. If it does, that'll make it a lot more complicated to try and get the endings. But I think each one is like a unique experience. So I think that we can go back once we see what happens here and it wouldn't be a problem.
If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
Yes, music is so good. It's like so like open.
Is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense.
It's like stars down here. Yeah, I think you're right, Bacon. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I could be wrong,
Furniture
but
of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
it's the mirrors here again. We've got windows that are somehow viewing out onto the world. Like the sky, even though there should be a wall around us here?
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust. Or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway? No, we're taking the knife.
Oh, welcome in, Wassa. How's it going?
These quick hacks,
We
though.
have literally no idea what to expect and no
Crafting
idea
specs.
what we're dealing with.
Tooltip says you're lacking attribute point. Does it?
Ah, some cyberpunk. Thank you for joining the Grove, Wassa. Hey, what's up, folks? My name is Immy. I use they, them pronouns, going through a Slay the Princess playthrough for the first time here. Was it your first time playing through the game, or are you like grinding endings or something?
I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to
Yeah, it's
explain this
really,
incredibly
really
simple
crazy
and
so far.
straightforward premise?
I didn't expect this to be like what the game was like. I don't know what I expected, but I keep being surprised recently with games, just in movies and shows, like just totally taking me off guard.
You can't just say that. Not when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world.
Yeah, I'm trying to piece things together right now. It's very complicated, but I think that each, like chapter 1, chapter 2 is an isolated event. I'm hoping that's the case, because if not, it's going to be really difficult to try to piece it all together. But I think that it's all just contained, and it's just your actions that end up changing. Like in chapter 1, that influences chapter 2 and changes which version of that chapter that you get.
And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart.
I'm trying to like piece together
You
how this all
cannot
works,
lose
how this all
yourself
connects.
before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves?
I really like this voice right now. Hopefully I'm not spoiling anything for you, Wassa. But welcome in. Can I ask what your pronouns are, Wassa? And like, how did you end up finding us? Just randomly searching, or?
Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us.
You can bid them. Got it.
I'm not going to stop doing my job.
Welcome, my fellow
So
indie.
you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
He's like very, very sardonic with me in this one. Like he's despite not remembering what I did in the first chapter, he's like real pissed with me. You said on their Vieta because yeah, my partner Lambie, who's also my co-streamer occasionally, is the one who drew the PNGs for this. But yeah, I'll have to give you a follow after this, Wassa. Let's go ahead and just approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
Seems like it's going to be the same thing here.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Oh, this is a different dialogue. This didn't happen in my first playthrough. Okay. Yeah, the narrator in this is super interesting. I'm still trying to figure out if the narrator is us from like the previous timeline or previous reality, or if it's like I don't know who the narrator is. We don't have any memory of what happened until we meet the entity again. So why are we doing this if we don't have any memory of it? Unless it's like a predestined, like, you know, divine path that we're following. Yeah, I played through one of the I've done one chapter loop so far, but I'm still trying to figure out how everything works and everything fits together. It's very interesting though.
You reach forward and rub your hand
And like,
against
what
the
am
cabin
I?
wall.
WTF am
Not
I?
how
I'm like a
ridiculous
bird
you look
man.
right now. But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
Alright, I'll go ahead and take the blade this time. I didn't take the blade last
from the
time.
table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Okay, fine, you took the knife, but you really shouldn't hold it like that.
This effing voice is so good. It's so good because I know people who are just like this.
Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom. It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
As long as there's no spoilers that go beyond having met the entity, I'm happy to hear the theories. Keep it as it is.
You keep your grip the way it is. Your task awaits.
Throw the blade out the window. It's just an explore option, so it shouldn't impact anything, so I'm just going to do it.
Yes, do it! Seriously.
Oh, wait, what?
You throw the blade at the window.
I thought the
thus
explore
showing
options
the
didn't do
cabin
anything.
As your weapon flies out into the night.
Well, that's good.
I suppose we'll just have to
That's
deal
good.
with the princess
That's
without
good.
it. I'm not so sure. This place is already messing with my head. It would be much better if we had a weapon.
Your theory is that there's another voice of the players. Interesting. Okay, well, I was saying earlier the explore options don't actually mess with anything. They're just like narrative fluff, but I guess I was wrong. I guess they do
What's
sometimes
done
impact
is
the story.
done. Good luck, hero.
God, he's so mad at me, dude. He hates me.
The door to the basement
Oh, cool.
creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing
Cool,
here
dude,
seems
yeah.
to belong. And the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odor that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing.
Dude, the writing in this game is so interesting. They're able to like describe these like ethereal, like unknown things so well. I'm definitely taking notes. So what do you mean with that theory that there's another voice of the players? Like the narrator is just like another voice of the hero or voice of the like the contrarian or the voice of the broken? Have I seen Scarlet Hollow? I have not. Is that something in the game or is it like a show or something?
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, a
Interesting.
disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
Oh, Okay. This is different again. It's the other game by Black Tabby. It's also very good. I'll have to check it out. I haven't seen it yet.
No.
But after this,
no, thank
I definitely
you.
want to.
Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
So I'm curious if the entity meeting is different depending on like the chapter that you use to get to it, like which one of the different tarot cards ends up leading you to her, or to it, I guess. But it was really interesting. I was definitely like, I spent a long time just like processing what she was saying. I did almost low-key cry a couple of times. I don't know, just the way that she was describing things, the way that they were describing things was very interesting. Just that description of nothingness, of incompleteness, of being at this fractured entity. Yeah, it's really interesting. Oh, cool, okay. Take the soft stairs to the right, harsh stairs to the left, center staircase. Let's go ahead and save here as well. Are you able to, like, rename these, maybe? Nope. Let's just do the soft stairs.
You step to the right. The path feels soft and reassuring against your feet. The stairs almost seem to cradle you as you make your way down, like they're guiding your heels from one step directly to the next. You barely have to extend any effort to descend, the stairway doing most of the work for you. You don't feel like there's any concern that you might slip or tumble or lose your way.
I did actually. I forgot about that, actually. This game has been throwing so many curveballs my way that I forgot about that. No, I did. And you have to turn the game off. That was fun. Yeah, this is definitely like a very intense, like, creator of all who doesn't really concern themselves with existing or not existing per se.
But the further you go, the deeper you sink in.
Oh, I don't like
First,
this.
It's like a lovely plush carpet, your toes digging down and barely hitting any resistance at all. But soon enough, you're fighting just to keep your knees from sinking out of sight.
Don't like this. No.
The softness threatens to swallow you whole, to wrest control of your body and surround you in a false ethereal bliss, pretending to save you from the cruelties of choice and consequence.
Yeah, it reminds me of Undertale. Undertale did a similar thing, if I recall. When you fight one of the bosses at the very end, I'm pretty sure there's a similar thing where your game can get turned off.
It's slow going, but you manage to fight against the overwhelming urge to fall back into comfort and nothingness, the very struggle to continue forward consuming your every thought.
Eh?
You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go.
What? What's happening? Me repeating this chapter over and over again? Okay.
Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether.
Oh, and it's like getting less and less detailed. Oh, I don't like that.
Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity.
Staircases.
At the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you okay?
Okay. That was sudden. But that was like a spiral. Or like I think it was supposed to be spiraling in, not spiraling out. But like staircases spiraling inwards towards some central point. Yeah, this that was unexpected. I didn't reload a save or anything. That was just the game doing that. Thought the game crashed when you clicked play. Yeah, I figured that was the entity doing that on purpose. It was so sudden though. It was like it's almost like mid word she cuts it off. It's almost immediate.
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs.
So we're supposed to be in like a super deep basement, and yet out the window we can still see these stars. These have been present throughout like every window in this chapter. And she asked if we were okay, which is not something that the princess has ever done before.
Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass, we remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
This is a good test here.
You can call me Princess if you'd like. Princess.
Oh, okay. That scared me. I'm gonna be real with you.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time? Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here and you need to do it now. Oh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
I hate this guy. Wait. Is this glitch maybe? This is all one out. Oh wait, no. Oh no. Oh no, I see what this is doing. It's forcing me to, it's 3 different choices in one, 3 different realities presenting themselves at the same time. Oh, effing A, dude.
Do you need help? Not that there's much I can do chained up like this, but I'm the only one down here. So if you need anything, I'll do my best. And what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin?
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I, which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would we start? We could always start by retrieving the blade. The one he made us throw out the window. I wasn't the one who threw it. Oh, come on, you told us to. Don't try to pass the blame now that it's come back to bite us. Well, if I'd known we'd be dealing with this, maybe I wouldn't have been so hasty with my suggestions. I don't think we're going to be able to put her back. Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
So again, I think definitely my like theory about the explore tag seems to be very wrong. So there's still only 3 realities here. Yeah, I'm planning to.
I don't know why I'm here, but there has to be a reason, right? You don't just lock a princess away in a place like this without a reason. I wish I knew what it was. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen, or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it.
Okay, this was fun for a bit, but we can't even really interact with her, can we? What's the point of asking questions if all we're going to get is a million answers? Can't even follow what's going on anymore. We need to get out of here. This whole place is making me itch.
Oh, shut up, contrarian.
I don't know what happened to you, but you look like you're in one piece now. But I understand. Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least now you're not alone. And I'm not alone either. Oh, I thought they would send something better to deal with me. If the stairs manage to chew you up, I will devour you.
Oh, I didn't like that one.
I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you? You're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even here? We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
Okay, well, I guess I've maxed out on the princesses. I do wonder with that one, multiple of them responded in sequence. So I wonder if the order in which you ask those questions matters as far as like what answers you get. I wish I would have saved before I started asking those questions. Well,
Wait, That's not right. Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess.
I really hate this one. I really hate this one.
But this... We can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all
Oh, they're getting quiet there. Ooh.
falls apart.
Um,
I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. We can feel them around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
oh, never mind. Goodbye. But you'll never know if she hears your reply. She's gone. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me. Okay, I just got shivers. Wait. This line, this wasn't here the first time, I don't think. Wait. This line wasn't here either. I think the only option the first time was to approach the mirror, right? So there is a difference with the second playthrough, at the very least. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me. It's gonna be okay, just trust me. We've been here before and you always get scared. This is a much less reassuring line than this one.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
You've just been told there's a lot of video games to this video game? Yeah, it certainly
Don't
seems that
look at
way.
it. I don't like that thing.
But will we see them on the other side? I think this is the only one that's the truth. And you aren't done until you have all of the achievements. There's like 92 achievements in this game. Like, do I lie to myself to satiate? I guess it isn't 97. Yeah, my bad.
Okay. If you say so, we'll trust you. You're not messing with us, right?
I'm so bad though. I feel like I think I've said this before about a different game. Oh, it was the Quarry. I'm so bad at using saves for stuff like this because it feels like save scumming to me, but it's like actually what you're supposed to do. You're like, it's literally built into here to like save and quick load. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. Oh, I'm different. You've grown. How can someone be bad at visual novels? Just ask me, I guess. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. We're at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering
Oh, so she looks
lights and
different.
empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
So I wonder, Wassa, have you seen this ending? Like this entity? Because I saw a totally different entity in my last run.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
So okay, it seems like this part has memory for all the other playthroughs. The first and second chapters don't seem to have any memory of the previous playthroughs. And that makes sense because this is when I remember, like whatever I am in this context.
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective.
God, this like the motivations of this entity are so interesting. Just wanting more, like, life, more viewpoints, more thoughts.
You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
But it looks like there's already so many, like, perspectives in her, you know? Like, are we the first person who she's tasked us with? Or who has been tasked with doing this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
Are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
A little bit of like Theseus' ship there. When this is all done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before? Oh, that's interesting. Huh. So it blocks you from doing the stuff you've done before? I didn't actually notice this.
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible.
Interesting.
The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
And this solves, I think, I'm saying this is somebody who doesn't really play visual novels, but this solves, I think, a problem that I think about when I think about visual novels, which is like accidentally finding yourself on the same path. And it's just boring because you've already done this. So in this case, it explicitly blocks you from retreading the same paths, apparently. You have been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Yeah, but usually visual novels have a feature where you can skip text you've already seen. Okay, I gotcha. Again, I've never really played visual novels before, so... What do you feel about me? These vessels I've been bringing you. I have hurt them.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
Man. What do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
So you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change or grow?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths and wall. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold.
Man.
They will make for a rich and vibrant heart.
Oh, whoops. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves. You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right? I don't know if I want to do that, though. Let me quick save real quick here.
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
Well, destroy your body. I guess that is different from I'm ready to go back. Okay, well I did quick save, so I can go ahead and attack the entity. Your will cuts across the entity in front of you, but nothing happens.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
Oh. Destroy your body. You raise your will to end your life, but as it buries into the space your body should be, you feel nothing at all. One of the many hands in front of you reaches forward and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Oh, man. I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Dude, the effing suddenness with which you die in this game is so jolting. A spiral vessel, bring the stranger to her.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that...
So I'm tempted to do a save here and then load and go back to this. Like, but there's not, because there's that memory of what's happened at the end, I almost feel like I shouldn't do this. Like, I feel like I should get back to this point naturally in the game and then choose a different path. Like, I feel like that's not how this game's supposed to be played. I feel like it's not supposed to be safe scummed like that, almost. I'm looking to you, Sheep. You're the visual novel expert. Yeah, I think I would lose all that, so I think I should just keep going and try to get back to that point.
You're here to slay.
Okay. So let's go ahead and oh wait, I can't go back to it though. Oh no, forget it, I'm not doing
Are you
this.
serious?
I'm okay with the world ending. Maybe I have to do that again. Make
Yes.
some kind of reward. See what my
It
prize will be
serves-
for doing a good job. And then
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But then each and every... So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns.
Okay, I
You
wasn't
make your
able to
way
go
up the
back.
short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
you're only doing one save, that's a personal choice. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for stopping by, Bacon. Hope that whatever you're hopping off to do is
We're not
fun
gonna
and
go through with
enjoyable.
this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay, well, I'm being forced to go into the cabin this time around. Yeah, you as well,
The interior
Bacon.
of the cabin is almost entire. The blade is your implement.
I do notice that on this one we still also have the windows to the everything over here. So I've done the task where I take the blade down and I don't kill her. Let me just try
Take the
killing
blade
her.
from the table. The door to the basement creaks open. Her voice.
Who's there?
I am
She
going to skip
sounds
this stuff because I know all of
dangerous.
this stuff already.
Don't let it fool you. Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the...
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Slay the princess.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation.
No!
You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it?
Oh, that's a nice inversion of the line that I said when she stomped my face on.
I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
I'm not sure. I feel like she has to have some kind of trick up her sleeve. Of course not. That was too easy. Of course it is. She's dead. Of course not. That was too easy.
Over. Don't get all worked up.
We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse?
I really don't think you should do that.
But if I do that, I'm going to make it reality because I apparently have that power.
And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us?
think if I check for a pulse, it'll make her have a pulse. Remove the blade. I think if I leave the blade, she's going to take the blade. Just get out of here. Even on this path before, you're waiting on the edge of your seat to see what you pick. Hopefully I pick something different. I mean, removing the blade from a wound is going to make it really bad for her, so probably the best choice.
And wrap your hand around the blade's hilt. But as you begin to slide it out of its resting place, you feel a sharp and sudden jab in your side. What was that?
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Well, great minds think alike, I guess. What's up?
Quick,
dang it.
Let's get out of here. It's too late for that now. You collapse
Whoever
to the
they don't
ground
like
as the
this.
mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs.
Wait, she has a blade of her own. That's interesting. That's interesting.
As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now.
Maybe the real blade is the friends we made along the way. But it's interesting because that implies she could have gotten herself out at any time, even in this timeline.
See you around.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? It doesn't matter. At least you managed to take her with you. For whatever that's worth. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The Razor. Wait, that's not a tarot card, is it? The Razor?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin, you're here to... I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's...
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. You said this whole thing would be easy, but after we sank our blade into her heart, she just got up and started stabbing us.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
That's really funny. Oh, I can turn around and leave now. That's interesting.
Those are two very different questions, but let's say for a moment you died last. We mostly listened. But congrats, and I believe you. What do you mean? Yeah, had you failed?
Screw this. Who cares what happened to everyone else? She's not going to play fair, so we should do what we can to save ourselves and just get out of here.
At least you know not to trust her.
I see the skip
You
button.
do realize that everything and everyone includes you, right? If you turn around and leave, you're dooming yourself as well as everyone else. We were so close to finishing the job last time. She can't get the jump on us twice. If we're careful, we should be fine.
That's the spirit. Just keep that stiff upper lip, and you'll save the world in no time at all.
Just be quick about it.
All she did last time was stab me to death. How can someone like that in the world? That's similar to what the question was when she stomped me to death. Who locked her in that basement? What is this
People
place?
locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
So what would Skip do in this situation? I'm curious. Would he just like get rid of all the stuff I've already seen here? Skipping. Oh, okay. It's like an option. Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special.
Why else would you be here? If anyone's special here, it's her. Last I checked, we can't get up from a knife in the chest.
Okay, so I'm a little confused. So skipping. Okay, I'm not fully processing what this is doing for me. I guess it will skip to the point just before its new content.
Oh, and don't get stabbed while you're at it.
Yes, okay.
You didn't tell us about her knife last time, though.
That's because she's unarmed. And more than that, it's because there wasn't a last time. Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
I'm guessing if I tried to leave, it would probably just force me to not... Oh no, here we go. Turn around and leave. I'm really curious what the princess is going to be like in this one, though, but I am also curious what will happen if I try to leave. Let's quick save and see what goes on.
You have already committed to my completion.
Oh.
You cannot go further astray.
Alright, well, that answers that question. Let's proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. He couldn't be more on the money, but we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you. We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful. Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
What's the cabin gonna look like this time?
The interior of the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Okay, before we go any further, I'm gonna quickly run another 30-second ad. I'm gonna grab some water, and I will be right back. Alrighty, we are back. Let's go ahead and swap back to main. Pause the music. Bring that back. Hope everybody had a good break. Sheepy, you gotta upgrade the P counter. I went P.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Thank you so much. So I don't think I can. Looks like I can't skip. I'm not hydrated enough. I didn't have water for a bit there, honestly. Hey, what's up, Wooly? It's been a while. How's it going? What happened is different than last time. I wonder why I can't skip any of this.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's definitely... There isn't. Can you two stop arguing? It's stressful enough in here without all of this extra noise.
I care. I want to look at myself. I want to see how handsome
I care less
am.
about that and more about whether we're being lied to. If he's willing to lie about something as innocuous as a mirror, what else is he hiding from us? I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would it even do?
That line specifically from the hero does, to your point, Wasa. I guess, yeah, the hero isn't really the actor in this. It's us as like the player, who is kind of its own voice, who just has this other voice of the hero and this other voice of whoever it is that passes away in that timeline that also comes to speak to us. And we are the one who ends up reliving. Oh no, I'm sorry about that, Fooly. But it's good to have you. How have things been going? I don't know if you celebrate Christmas, but if you do, I hope it was great. And if you don't, I hope that whatever holidays you celebrate, if any, are going or went well.
Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
Because like the narrator is like a separate entity from this, who we're choosing. I'm gonna just approach the mirror as always.
Next to the basement door. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Because this has been one of the only things that has been consistent across every second chapter so far, is the mirror being in the cabin, and when I try to touch it, it goes away.
But it was there a second ago. Now it's gone. Yet another thing in here playing tricks on us. I hate this place.
Alright, I'll take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It feels a bit better to have a weapon in our hands. Let's make her hurt for what she's done to us.
You just celebrate Christmas. It was a fantastic, a bit tiring. You've recovered on sleep. Yeah, it wasn't too tiring for us because we just kind of hung out at our... Well, the Christmas Eve was tiring because I went down to visit my parents and a bunch of my family ended up coming over, and it was a lot, but it was also nice to see my family. But Christmas Day wasn't too bad at first, but then Lambie started feeling sick, so that kind of put a bit of a damper on things, but it was still really good overall. I got the Stream Deck, which I've been loving. Spent a bunch of time setting that up yesterday.
Open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall.
Oh, this is terrifying.
The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
And you got the symbolism here with the really sharp, jagged, stakes coming out of everywhere, just like knives.
That's right.
I bet she has knives.
Scraping. I told you she has something. I told you. That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
There is something so wrong with that voice.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room.
Yeah, the soundscape is really good in this run for sure. Like the echoing on these walls. Also, this like seems to go on forever. And there's that window again, facing upwards this time.
I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we?
The knowing smile.
She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
Like I'm close to you, you're just going to stab me, aren't you? Do you remember what happened last time? And then you have a knife, I'll let you out of here if you drop it. Yeah, she's obviously holding it behind her back right now. She's not even trying to be, like, trying to be something about it. You killed me last time after coming back from being stabbed in the heart. Nobody has to die. Okay, what are you going to do if I let you out? Okay, fine, I'm coming closer to you. Free you. You'd better not try anything. Yeah, I'm not trusting this. Bye. Screw it, said the princess. I'm curious.
Last time? If somebody came into my house and stabbed me to death and then I killed him, surely I would remember that.
Wait, she does remember it. I didn't expect that. I was going to skip that option because normally they don't remember it. Or at least they claim to not remember it.
But I don't remember it, so it must not have happened.
Wait.
There you go again, talking up delusions about a past life experience that clearly didn't happen. Ugh, it's like the two of you are working together on this. Aren't you listening to her? She's obviously lying through her teeth.
I'm terrible at spotting lies, and even I can tell something's up here. We can't be the only ones that looped back to the start. Someone else has to remember, right?
Yes, something is obviously up, and we can all tell that she's lying.
Up.
The thing she's lying about is how dangerous she is, not dimension hopping or time travel or whatever it is you think you're doing.
She does say that at the end, but like that's a very specific thing to be like, yeah, if somebody stabbed me in the heart. Yeah, but that's exactly what happens, so you do remember it.
Would I just lie? Would I just lie to your face and tell you a thing I remembered happening didn't happen just so I could stab you again? I mean, just so I could stab you for the first time.
Aha! She slipped up there. She said, oh yeah, and her taking it back doesn't count.
The dialogue in this game is so good.
How deranged you sound right now. Please stop dawdling. This is only going to end with violence. Postponing the inevitable is only going to make it worse for you when it actually happens.
I get the vibe this princess is pretty stupid.
Oh, you don't. Okay, I see. I have an idea. You should come over here and stare directly at the chains. You won't be able to find a key if you don't know what it's supposed to look like, so you better come right within close staring distance just to be sure.
I have absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we get close to her.
Yeah, the cheated is a close. I think I might like the cheated a little bit more, or a little bit more than the contrarian. The contrarian was also very funny.
She certainly feels threatening.
Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it.
I mean, she clearly does,
Do
dude.
you know who is armed? You. So stop second-guessing yourself and do your job.
The one thing that I'm always that I haven't figured out the symbolism for yet is why is there this one chain broken? That's also a consistent thematic element in this, is this one chain being broken. And it's like it was never attached in the first place, it just is broken. Yeah, or close stabbing distance.
But I'm nervous. All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck in your head.
Yeah, you might be right, Aaron. Yeah, just to introduce a little bit of doubt into your brain.
A knife? What are you talking about? I don't have a knife. Where would I
This one
get a
is so
knife?
bad. She's so bad at acting.
And why would I stab you to death? I don't know you. You haven't given me a reason to stab you to death. It would be so silly of me to cut you open and look at your insides.
Oh my gosh. This one
I
is so
could've
like
sworn
yandere.
We didn't mention stabbing anyone to death.
Yeah, she's sweating.
Sounds like she's really out for blood. Fortunately for you, she isn't armed.
Shut up, narrator.
It would be so much easier to prove that I do have a sharp object. I could just show it to you, but I don't have one, so I can't.
The princess smiles as she pulls her hands. from
Oh,
behind
that's
her back.
interesting.
But look at this! Hands! Hands that don't have anything in them to stab you with!
Her smile stretches into an even wider grin as she shakes her sleeves.
And empty sleeves, too!
She's
Look
got
at
one
how
more
many
hand.
stabbing implements
She's
I
got it
have.
clenched
It's
behind her.
practically zero.
Practically zero? Practically zero. That's a very interesting choice of words, Princess. Have you seen anything about this game, Fully? Because to your point about the about the chain earlier, the broken chain, meaning she can get loose. There's kind of been some hinting at in some of the other paths that she could, in fact, break out, but she chooses not to because it wouldn't be good for her story. At least that's in one of the paths, the excuse that she uses. You walked into this and have zero idea what's going on. Okay, it's really good. Like, I love having you here, but genuinely, you might, like, I would almost say, like, maybe you should, like, watch the game from the start because it's so good. Like, it's incredible. But I also love having you here, so I don't want to I don't want to say leave. It's obviously up to you and how you feel about spoilers. But it's really, really good. Look, I know that you're mad at me, but I think we both just need to let bygones be bygones.
But I'm not mad at you, so please stop standing so far out of reach.
How many more times does she have to vaguely threaten you before you finally decide you're ready to deal with her? We're clearly still figuring out our angle. We don't have the luxury of watching this from a distance.
It is a really dope title, I agree with you.
I'm sorry, do you think I'm in a position of luxury right now? You're acting like you are. My entire world is at risk. And maybe you should behave with a little more humility. A bit of self-deprecation would go a long way.
That's interesting. He said, my world. My world is in danger. That's a very interesting choice of words that he used there, instead of our world is in danger. Yeah, very straightforward game. Honestly, I'm kind of just delaying here right now. I could have just killed her at any time. Yeah, it's pretty easy.
No. I have my dignity. Fine. And will continue to treat you exactly how
Being
you
sarcastic,
deserve to
Fully.
be
It's
treated.
very complicated.
I've shown you all of my hiding spots. What kind of princess do you think I am? I would never hide something sharp somewhere secret. Wait, That sounds like I'm lying, but I'm actually not. My secret zones are for me, only they have nothing to do with you or my intention to not stab you to death the second you get close to me.
This dialogue. This is probably my favorite of the princesses so far.
Her smile drops for a moment, her expression sharp and flat.
I assure you, there's nothing hidden there.
I'm inclined to believe her on that one. She seems serious. Of course, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't have something hidden somewhere. We know for a fact she's armed.
That's so rude of you, passing judgments on strangers you've never met just because they're different from you. How would you like it if I did that, huh? Silly little bird-face thinks he's so serious coming down here but doesn't know anything. Thinks he can tell me to get rid of all the knives I don't even have while he gets to wave one around right in front of me. I bet you didn't like that, did you? I bet you didn't like being judged for no reason.
I think I've said my piece at this point.
That's why you're so happy to see me go down the path. Yeah, it's always fun to see people go down the same path you did, for sure. And see what they do differently. This reminds me of old school point-and-click mystery games. Yeah, definitely.
I think we all have. But if you want to keep exhausting your questions, it beats getting stabbed to death.
Didn't I just say this?
What? No! No! I wouldn't stab you. I am just a sweet, innocent princess trapped here for no reason. And you are a brave knight who's supposed to walk up to not stabbing distance to help me. Okay, I'm bored now.
She's bored? That's absurd. She doesn't get to be bored. Not in a way that matters. She's a prisoner. She's... Shit. In a sudden burst of movement, the princess leaps towards you, a blade erupting from her free arm, her wrist limp and empty from the violent expulsion. So I guess she did have a knife of her own after all. How conciliatory of you. We appreciate it, really. Now what are we going to do? At least we're safe here. She's still in chains.
Yeah, that chain isn't going to hold her, brother.
And those chains stop her from continuing her advance, at least for a moment. She looks down at them with something between annoyance and confusion. And then she slices through her arm.
Stop.
Okay, maybe we aren't safe here. She doesn't even hesitate before darting towards you with a terrifying speed you can't hope to outpace. Ah, shit. Okay, she's down an arm and we still have a weapon. Guess we'll have to use it. And use it you do. But unfortunately for you and for the entire world, you are horribly outmatched. You keep pace with her for a single brief and wordless exchange before she severs your hand and, with it, your only line of defense. She's much better at this than she was last time. Yeah, it's unreal. Bloody cheater.
I'm going to kill you now.
And with a squelch, she does just
all right.
Everything goes dark.
It is pretty cool.
And you die.
Holy shit. Wait, what? Wait a minute.
You're on a path in the woods. No, fuck that. If we're going to have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin. What? The interior of the cabin is sharp. A constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do?
This is so good.
Dizzy. Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now? Nobody. Nobody holds the cards. That's how it's always been. That's unfortunately how reality works.
yeah, thanks for stopping by, Fully. I would seriously recommend just like watching, even like coming back to watch the stream VOD later and just seeing it from the beginning. Like it would make a lot more sense. But yeah, thank you for coming by. It's really nice to see you. Hopefully that you sleep well and you have a great day tomorrow.
The circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running isn't an option anymore. We have to fight.
Yeah, the writing in this game so far is insanely good. Voice of... Wait, I'm sorry. Voice of the Hunted? Oh, the Hunted. That was the old voice, the old person. Okay.
What's the point of fighting if she's just
Wait.
going to win every time? It hurts being sliced to pieces. We're better off just sitting up here and doing nothing.
Wait, so we got the broken from the first path that we did. And we got the hunted.
Great, so obviously you've already been here. How many times?
This is our third?
No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realize that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right? That can't be right. That's too much responsibility.
I couldn't agree more. We couldn't be trusted with the fate of a single person, let alone the fate of the world.
This only made it 2 people? Holy crap. And yeah, I've gotten to 2 ending screens so far. I got to the ending screen of the tower and the ending screen of... What was the last one that I did? The Stranger? I can't remember what the last one I did was, but it's the one where they all merge together.
Let's just stay focused, shall we? The only furniture of note is a bent metal table. A pristine blade perched. We take it. Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. This feels right. We just have to keep our senses sharp.
So why are there 2 different added voices this time around?
That's right, we've got to be able to win eventually.
And what if we never do?
Don't be like that. I know things are hard right now, but we gotta stay positive. If they're confident, then I'm confident. So, are you just going to stand there, or are you going to head to the basement like you're supposed to? I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there? You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right? But there isn't a door, it's just that mirror again. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore. I can feel the air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel. He might be right. Could be a trick. If our other senses can't feel it, then we can't trust it.
This is the first time I'm noticing that this, like, background, or the background for the UI element over here is like the abyss. I forget what it's called right now.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist.
The long quiet, yeah.
Just reach forward and open it.
Let's just move it out of the way without looking. I don't want to see us. I'm sure we all look awful after dying twice.
Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess.
Okay, he sounds way more broken in this timeline than he did in the first timeline where I got stomped to death.
You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open. And the mirror's gone. How surprising. It was never there. Just an illusion. Guess it's time for us to see her again. Just stay focused and you'll be fine. You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom. Your body tumbles onto the basement floor and the form of the princess comes into view, standing at a distance. She gives you a wry smile.
Like, I love like the imagery of this. It's like the sharp middle, like daggers, like being sliced like swords. It's the imagery of everything coming into the writing as well. Chapter 4, baby!
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore.
So this is, now I'm curious, have the other princesses actually remembered the previous timelines and they've just played dumb? Because I feel like this is the first time she's actually remembered the timeline.
But don't worry about how bad you did last time. That's part of the fun.
Fun for her, maybe. I didn't like dying all over again.
Some do, some don't.
Thinking about dying makes us as good as dead. The only thing that matters is survival. Actually, does survival matter? We've died twice and nothing bad has come of it. We just need to find a way to win once. Nothing bad has come of it yet.
Good
Plenty
point.
bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world to ruin. The people there mattered.
Thanks so much for the follow, Xnoto. I love your name. Welcome to the Grove.
The past isn't real. There's only here and now.
Okay, who is the hunted? I understand where the broken came from, but who is the hunted?
Your internal bickering
Oh,
is
there's
cut
two
short
now.
by the
Cool.
wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades, glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor. She's loose, and she is coming for you.
This is actually super horrifying. Like, this is like a horrifying
You're going to
monstrosity.
make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Shit. She's coming for us and I'm out of ideas.
You appeal to your authority, puff her up for a bit. There's no reason we can't talk this out. Oh, hey, what's up, Riley? Welcome in. Yeah, I love your name. This game is super good. If you want to play it, I would recommend leaving, much as I love that you're here. Because it's very spoiler heavy. Like, it's the kind of game that you really want to experience, but if you don't mind having stuff spoiled, definitely stick around. Let's beat her to it. We're gonna fight her, and we're gonna have a stiff upper lip about it. She can't hurt us if we don't let ourselves feel it. I don't know about that. And we don't. We're panicking. I'm gonna try flirting with her. That's an interesting path. All of these ideas suck. Think of something better. Let's see. I'm stuck between she wins by killing us, right? So let's beat her to it. And all these ideas suck. Think of something better.
Yeah, that's right. We just have to think. There's probably an answer if we think.
Just standing there, huh? A bold strategy.
You don't have time to finish your thought. In a moment, she's across the
Oh.
room, blades flashing in the dim starlight. She skewers you. Ow. What a surprise. Yeah, we don't even get a second to think without her stabbing us.
Dude, what are all these? Is this like? I feel like this is like the penultimate chapter that has like all of the different voices coming in.
Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die? You're on a... No, you're in a... Where the hell are you?
I think we're dead, and that's all we'll ever be. Dead, 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 dead.
Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here?
This is 4.
No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances. Okay, whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her, as long as we keep moving.
Oh, great. So it's going to get even more crowded. Even more deluded voices that think we might stand any kind of chance.
Come on, show me something new.
Positive vibes.
Okay, plan now.
Okay, so this is okay. New options here. We're fighting here, obviously. I don't think we're gonna win. Let's see here. Let's just try killing ourselves. Oh, it doesn't work, and she kills you again and again and again and again. Your memory blurs as your consciousness leaps from life to life to life, holding only snippets of the conflict that transpires.
Then you skewer yourself.
I thought we both understood that dying doesn't get you anywhere.
She's getting more and more knives every time.
That didn't do much of anything. We're tougher than I thought.
Oh, here we go. Here's my second favorite
Well,
voice.
there's more of us. Let's see if that helps. We just have to hit her harder. She skewers you.
You'll have to be trickier than that.
compliment her on those gleaming blades. There's nothing better than a capable woman. She skewers you.
Brendan be like,
You're cute.
Do you see that? We almost had her. That was luck. But we only have to get lucky once. Just panic. Flee. She skewers you.
No, you don't get to escape. That's not how this works.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up. Okay, let's go again. She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels.
definitely like extremely high level Flowey vibes from this girl.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
Sharpness of the teeth in this shot.
See? We're getting better. Okay, yeah. That was a good one. Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that. I'm sure she'll listen to reason. She skewers you.
So I imagine these are all the paths that I could have taken.
You're getting close to something, can't you feel it? One last time. You're right. One last time, that's all we need. And then everything goes dark, and you die.
Brother, this is the longest path.
You're on it. Don't lose your head. We're in a cabin, and we'll take it from here. Everything feels like it finally fits, doesn't it? We're up here, which is different, and different is good. And our steel claw is already in our hands.
Steel claw?
Oh! What if we throw it out the window?
I already did that, contrarian.
Over my dead body.
That won't be very hard. We've died a lot. But I can't say I mind anymore.
Besides, what better way to die so very many times than at the sharp hands of a beautiful woman?
I think you could just cross this out and say voice of the Brendan.
Sure, I can think of a better way to die. They're all the same, really. How about we stop thinking about horrible ways to die? I don't want us to accidentally manifest anything. The only thing we're gonna manifest is finally ending up on top.
Simpin.
There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them? Yeah, leave it to the pros. We'll notch up that win in no time. Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover. Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only... It's fine. I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along.
I didn't mean to click there.
Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs? Or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of this. Don't care. Just want to win. Fine. You make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together.
Yeah, the banter with the narrator is a huge part of this game, and it's really fun.
But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it? I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
Are you going to say what she does? Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing. Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing. Really? Okay then.
Here we go. Now.
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. And then it erupts. She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
Dog, I really need... Okay, I need to set up the soundboard on here. This would be a perfect moment for me to play. You ever get that feeling when you're running for your life?
Are you ready for what comes next?
Holy shit! She's gorgeous.
Dog, you gotta stop,
Absolutely
Smitten.
divine.
That's not gonna work.
Yes, behold the perfect woman. Do you think we can throw her out the window?
Oh, thank you for that. Smash.
That looked painful. How is she still alive? Heart's still
Smitten
beating,
alone.
that's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. She doesn't even have a back anymore. How are we supposed to stab her in it?
This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it.
This
All right.
is
Ooh. Narrator. That one kind of sounds like Germa. Narrator.
What just happened? It's so quiet.
Okay.
Something feels
Oh.
different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
Hey, how are you talking? You do not act, and yet through that inaction, your body moves on its own. The princess strikes as you approach, but as her blow finishes its arc, you're already somewhere else.
You're incredible.
Your weapons clash again and again, you and her entering a rhythm, free of thought and free of self. There is only the dance, the ebb and flow, the shifting of the tides back and forth between you. The deeper you fall into the play, the faster your hearts pound, and the faster the momentum volleys between you. An endlessly building crescendo and then an opening. Your blade strikes free of volition, and her strikes too. But both strikes are lethal. Neither of you will survive, but neither of you fear what's to come. This is a good ending. And she's gone. You do not get to see each other die, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns. You do so, gazing to your reflection. Silence as you reach towards the glass. It's time for you to see what's in it. The decay you've withered. Ugh. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again.
I don't back my laugh at what you just said, Adrian. Okay, well, so totally understandable. Thank you for coming by, and thank you for the read. I'll definitely drop you a follow after this. You seem like a super chill person. And if anybody here is looking for somebody else to follow, please do follow Wassa.
All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
We love a little bit of unhinged. How can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
It doesn't matter how many times I go back. At least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
Thank you so much for the follow, Vegan POC. Welcome to the Grove. Always nice to see fellow vegans. I'm assuming vegan POC, a person of color? If anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me. No, not really. It all seems so distant as soon as I'm near you. I have no opinion one way or the other on the matter. I just want it all to stop. Yes, you're torturing me and I hate it. I think I hate you. Thanks for being vegan. I appreciate the animal activists on this platform. Don't see too many furries on their beliefs with their actual morality. Yeah, I try. I think it's really important, for sure. To make you care for you any less. No opinion one way or the other. Just want it all to stop.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special.
Are you a furry as well, Vegan POC? What do you think of this vessel?
This one is sharp and single-minded. She is cruelty, but she is also joy. She will make for an indomitable heart.
That is true. She is cruel and very focused on killing, but at the same time she found joy in it. She was happy.
Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
Fair enough. Vegan POC. You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right? Well, I already said that. Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Interesting. Were you just randomly looking at vegan streamers? Or did you just find somebody who was doing Slay the Princess, or they figured out what you'll want when we're finished? You still not care what I bring you next?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
I really like this girl, this entity. They're so interesting. Have you figured out what you'll want when we've finished?
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see what happens with them. And first part, that makes sense. Well, welcome in. I'm glad to have you. Let's see, skip here really quick.
My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my task is to treasure the gifts you bring me.
What is this entity? That's a really great question that I don't know if I can fully answer. It's like an entity that seeks the perspectives of various entities, other entities in the world, specifically these princesses that you keep encountering, and who she keeps kind of subsuming into herself to grow her knowledge and her mind, basically. I don't want to say that in and of itself is kind of a spoiler, but if you are interested in the game, I'd recommend checking it out. Either watching the VOD from the start when I upload it, or finding somebody else who's just starting it, because the game is really, really good so far. It's a kind of like a choose your own adventure visual novel. How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
We will know when we near our destination.
I don't really plan to kill her. I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
God, the suddenness of that every time it gets me. Everything goes dark, and you die.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin...
Okay. So the vessels are basically these princesses that we're going after. And depending on the actions that we take in this first chapter, it changes what happens in the next chapter. So it's kind of like a loop that keeps repeating, but there's parts of it that are continuous and go on, and parts of it that stay the same. But yeah, I think we can probably stop for now. We've been going for, man, almost 3 hours. But this game is really good. It's not at all what I was expecting when I first started playing it, but I'm definitely going to play more. Probably just play more tomorrow. We're going to probably go watch the new Studio Ghibli film, The Boy and the Heron, tomorrow. But once we finish that, I kind of want to play more of this. Let's go ahead and save. And actually, the last run, Vegan, that was when I attempted to kill the princess, to slay the princess. It didn't work out very well. At least the choices that I ended up making to try to kill them did not end up working out very well. Okay, let's go ahead and switch over to stream ending. Actually didn't need to click on that, I realized. Actually, I don't actually have one set up for stream ending. I need to set one up. But let's go and get the music going again. Let's go ahead and find somebody to raid really quick here. No, I went for it. I went for the kill. But unfortunately, with the actions that I took, she ended up killing me back. So, and yeah, thank you for stopping by, Vegan. I appreciate it. Hopefully we see you again. Let's see here. Who we got on right now? Thank you, Adrian. I appreciate it. Ooh, Ollie is streaming. Let's go ahead and raid Ollie. Ollie is a fellow VTuber. They are non-binary as well. I believe they use they, them pronouns, if I remember correctly. It's been a minute since we've talked. Yes, they, them pronouns. They are a super cool person. They are currently playing some Fall Guys. Yeah, they're a super nice person. So let's go ahead and give them some love if we can. Here's the raid message. We've got one for subscribers and one for non-subscribers as well. Is this Fall Guys? I don't think this is Fall Guys. I'm pretty sure. I think they're playing something else. But let's go ahead and give them a raid nonetheless. Looks like a rock band in like Fortnite, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. But let's go ahead and give them a raid, folks. Thank you all for coming by. Thank you for hanging out for Slay the Princess. I'll try to get this VOD up as soon as possible because I want folks to be able to watch it. And I will talk to you all again next time. Hope you all have a great night. And thank you again for coming by. It means the world. All right. See you guys. Bye-bye.